Welcome back, everyone. This is Tyva Littles, and in this free lesson, I'm going to show you how I created this SVG. You will be getting this SVG in this free lesson, so make sure you check the description box so that you're able to take advantage of this free lesson. So I took this SVG, the font is called Avenir, and I added a font, Avenir font. I added the middle school to the bottom of it so that I can create this shirt for a few middle school students to wear for Pink Out Day for football. So this is my finished product. I'm going to show you how I did this. I created this SVG in Scale 5, which is Shortcuts a Lot version 5. And this SVG right here will actually be included in your lesson. So it's very important that you look into the description box and click that learnwithtyva.com link so that you're able to get this lesson and get the files. I'm going to include the free font that you can practice with. I'm going to include the ribbon. And I'm also going to include the pink camo, or you can use any other picture to kind of slice, but we're going to go over that in the lesson tonight. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is open up our Scale 5. We have a new project, and I want to get my ribbon. We're going to use the trace feature. I also include the ribbon in this lesson, so you don't have to go find a ribbon unless you want to choose a ribbon of your own. So I named the ribbon Practice Ribbon, and it's actually saved as a PNG. And right here, pay attention. You have single color. You have monochrome, which we're not going to use because all of these lines need to be connected. So we're not going to use that. Color layers, we're not going to do that because none of the layers are highlighted. So we're going to do single color, and it's going to outline. And the trace feature, all it does is just outline the image. And whatever image you have, you want to have it dark because if it was a white image, it wouldn't be able to pick up the cut lines. These red lines are technically cut lines as well as trace lines. Okay, so now we go to OK. We have our ribbon, and if you actually don't hold the shift button, it will not retain its proportion. So hold on your shift button, make it as big as you can, and use this to tilt it. Okay, so that's going to be my first image. Now we're going to practice shadowing. With your right click on the mouse, you want to right click, go to Appearance, Add Shadow. And my first shadow is going to be white. I'm going to make it black first so that I can see it. And I want to make it, this is going to be the white shadow. So let's do it at 0.2 and see how that looks. Okay, we're going to do that 0.2. Okay, and we're going to change it to white. Select OK. Okay, over here you have different tabs. If you click this right here, it'll bring out all of your tabs. The tabs that I'm going to be working with is I'm going to be working with my text tab here, so I'm going to place that. We're going to click this to put this back. We're not going to use this. We're definitely going to use the colors. We're not going to use the document. We're not going to use position and size. And right below here, I'm going to use the layers tab. So it's just much easier for me to have all of my tabs up. And then we're going to move my library down. So these are the tabs that we're going to be using in the lesson. Okay, so now I have this with my layers tab. I'm going to select my shadow because I want to outline that in black. So I just select it here and then right click to open up the appearance, add shadow, and 0.05 is a really good outline thickness. You can do it how thick you would like it, but I usually leave it at the default. Okay, so boom, so we've already highlighted and shadowed our ribbon. So we're done with that. So the font that I'm using, like I said, is called Avenir Next Condensed. If you look, it's the bold one without the italics. Avenir comes in many different forms. You see it comes in all of these different forms. So the particular one I'm using is the one that's thick. Avenir Next Condensed Heavy. So, and it's also another one, I think it's called Bold. So you can use the bold and have the same effect. For those of you that do not have Scale 5, of course, this SVG will be available for you to download. And all you have to do is just put the school name or the organization up under it if you choose to. So that's a little FYI. So I'm going to click on my text box here. Make sure my font selection is selected. You can select your font in two ways. In the text box here, like so. Or you can get here in the My Library and go to Fonts and select it from here. Also, another FYI, when you download the font from your lesson, You want to make sure that Scal 5 is not open, because if you download it while Scal 5 is open, it will not show up. So make sure you download all of the files in your lesson first, then open up Scal 5 in Cricut Design Space. So another little nugget. So I'm going to outline all of these little nuggets that I'm telling you guys in the lesson. So definitely click that learnwithtyva.com so that you can get the full list of the lesson. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is click on the T in the A column, the first column. And I'm going to put caps lock here, 2. Okay, hold on, you guys. I always like to keep one as a rule of thumb. So this is how it looks. So we're going to do here 2 first. Okay, I'm going to double click it because I want to go to fill and stroke. Go and change it to black so I can see it. Okay, so I have here 2. And then I got it right about here. You don't have to do this because I'm just walking through. Hold down the shift button and make it big like so. And then I'm going to click my text button again to do fight. Okay, click my arrow button, hold down my shift for now, make it big like so. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. And I want to put a little bit space. Make sure when you're resizing that you're holding the shift button. I'm going to put a little space in between because I want to have enough room for my shadow. So now we're going to start shadowing. Okay, I'm going to right click up here, add shadow. And the same technique that I used in order to shadow my ribbon, I'm going to do the same. We did 0.2, change it to white. Okay, select OK. And then here you see the shadow is not on top of the ribbon. So what I would do is I would click here to highlight the shadow and just click right in the middle where the gray area is and move it down. There we go. Okay, so now that I have the shadow highlighted, you just click the highlight in the layers tab, right click, appearance, add shadow. We're going to leave it at default 0.050. Click on black. Okay, select OK. And I actually want to move that black up a layer. So I'm going to move it up 1 layer. Boom. Okay, so you can play around with the layers tab. You can't mess up. If you mess up, just click that undo button. This takes a little practice, but I'm trying to walk through slowly with you guys. Okay, so now that we have that outline, we're going to do fight the same way. We click on it, right click, appearance, add shadow. And remember we did 0.2 with the white outline. Select OK. And we actually had to move that white outline too. We got to kind of click on the white spaces. There we go. Okay, so the white outline is actually up front where I want it. So now I have it clicked, selected in the Layers tab. We're going to right click, Appearance, Add Shadow. Now we're going to do the black at the default 0.050. Go to OK. And you see what I was talking about, the shadows touching. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight, make sure I got all of that covered, and just kind of move it down a little, like so. Okay, so now I have all of my highlight. Let me see if it looks any different. The black is a little thinner, but we're okay. Okay, so now I have this. I checked the sizing, and the sizing looks okay for me. Okay, so now that I have all of the things that I want, you can actually go ahead and do your middle school or high school. We're going to put practice high school. And we just repeat the same process. You know, once you do it a couple times, it gets really easy. Now, what I do like to do is go ahead and put it where I want to put it so I can get a visual of it, which is good. I just had to hold down the shift button and make it just a little bit smaller because I want it a little on the outside of it, and then it may look good the same length. So just move it, and you'll see a blue line here Pay attention right there for a second. You see the blue line helps you line up with that. So hold on your shift button and you see the blue line appear. So that lets you know that this is the exact same length as white. So we just repeat the process. Right click, click on it to highlight it, right click, appearance, add shadow, and we're going to do 0.2. First layer is going to be white. Okay, here we go. Okay, so then after that, we're going to come over here to find the layer. And 0.2 is actually a lot. So let's do that again. Select it, appearance, add shadow. You see how big the gray is. I think we're going to leave it at the default 0.050, like so. And then we're going to select the shadow in the Layers tab. Right click, appearance, add shadow. We're going to do black. That's good size. Default 0.050. Now you see why that's a default. So everything is lined up perfectly. So look, how cool is that? Okay, so we have all of our shadowing done. And we got all of our shadowing done in just a little over 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Edit, which is the second option at the very top of the screen. Select all. And then I'm going to go to File, which is the first option. And we're going to export this as an SVG. So you see the selection, the format changes are here. You can do it as a PNG or SVG. If you want to do it as a PNG, I'm going to show you what happens. We're going to do practice high school, just as a sample. Okay, if you save it as a PNG, it's going to remove all of the background and save this as a picture. So if you're doing sublimation projects or you want to try to make a sticker, print a sticker, you can actually save it as a PNG and it will come out so much better. That's one of the reasons why I like Scal 5. Scal 5 is so versatile and very handy when it comes to projects. So suppose the school wanted me to make some stickers for them, then you just save it as a PNG and just select OK. Okay, so we're going to select OK just because. Okay, so now that I still have it all selected, I'm going to go to File and Export. We're going to save it as an SVG. So practice high school SVG. Okay, save it. You want these two selections to be selected. You don't have to select the first one, but make sure both of these are selected and then go to OK. Now this is a part that a lot of people get mixed up. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll drag and click to save their SVG and it doesn't get anything. So it's very important that you go to Edit and select all, and then you go to File, Export, write the name in, save it as SVG, and make sure those two last options are selected. That's a part that a lot of my members actually get mixed up, and sometimes it doesn't cross over like it's supposed to. So definitely pay attention to that. So now that we're here on Cricut Design Space, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to upload my SVG. So we're going to upload, browse, and we named it Practice. And I'm actually going to, let's see, Practice High School SVG. Open. And I'm actually upload a PNG so you guys can take a look at it as well. So this is the SVG. Okay. And then we're going to upload the PNG. Practice High. That's the PNG file there. And it's saved as a picture. You want to save it as complex. Continue. Continue. And save. Save it as a print and cut image. Don't save it as a cut image. You see it doesn't show anything there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I have this camo print in the lesson as well for you to download. So I'm going to upload a camo print because we have to slice. Okay. So we do this and this. And actually, I want to take a step further back. Let's delete that. Let's go back to Scal. I almost forgot a step. I actually forgot a step. Okay, what's going to happen is that I want to have the black outline in white. So we're going to add a thin, we're going to click on it and add a thin layer shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a shadow of black at default 0.050 and go to OK. And it's going to add that. I'm going to show you why that is so important. So go to Edit, select all, export. We're going to do it again. Practice high SVG. Practice high SVG. Okay. I'm going to upload that again. Okay, practice high SVG. That last step is very important for slicing. That's why I said I forgot it, but we're going to roll with it. Okay, so now it's going to break up in all of these parts. So for one, with this camo piece, we're going to go ahead and hide it for now. And then this is 1, 2, 3. This right here is your print image. See how cool is that? So if I want to make stickers, let me see if I can hide all of this. Okay, good. So if I want to make stickers, I'm just going to show you this quick since we're here. This would be a print and cut. And so you remember your print and cut dimensions can only be 6.75 by 9.25. Or you can flip it to reverse, 9.25 by 6.75. So from what it looked like, if I wanted my stickers to be 3 by a little over 3 because it's tall, I may be able to get 4 across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those and attach. And we're going to flatten. Okay, so flatten helps it stay together so that it's not, you don't have any unnecessary cut lines. Let's go to make it. It said this project is not supported by your machine. You see it's layers. It's giving me a hard time. Let me see width. Okay. 9.25 wide. Okay. 9.25 wide. There we go. So there are my stickers. So I can go here and it looks like I can get a set of 8 onto a sheet. So we're going to go to make it. And if I made them smaller, I may be able to get another set. These will make really, really cool stickers, especially because the ribbon already has the black outline to it. So what I'll do is I'll make sure there's enough room with all of them. You can click this little box up here to bring up your lines as well. So I got this. Put that blue line on the 1 inch to line them up a bit. So I can make my sticker sheet. Here we go. Select all of them. Attach. And flatten. Check my dimensions. Now you see the height is 7.655. It cannot be no more than 6.75. And then the width will auto adjust. So go to make it. And there's your sticker sheet. So now we actually can have 4, 8, 12. 12 stickers to a sheet. And all you do is just move forward with your print and cut by selecting continue. And it's going to read send to printer. And then I'll probably add bleed to this to make sure that it's cut right. And once this is the printer that it's going to print to. And you just continue. I actually have a print and cut video. So just please check out my YouTube channel in order to see that print and cut video. But I just want to show you that cool thing. I absolutely love doing stickers. And I will include a link in the description while we're talking about stickers where you can get your sticker paper from. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to erase that because we're done playing with the PNG. Let's get to the SVG. Okay, so we have our SVG here. And I'm going to make it height. Let's make it a little bit smaller so it's on the screen. And if I'm not lining up anything, I much prefer to click this box in order to work with no grid lines. Okay, so now we have this SVG. This is like a part where a lot of people have a lot of problems with, like breaking down their SVGs and such. So what I like to do is I click off it so all of this is unselected. For one, I like to go ahead and weld my like images. So for one, like you see the white right here, I like to weld all my white together. So I just click on it and hold the shift button and go to weld. And I didn't weld the ribbon white. I didn't weld that because that would be funky. So you want to weld these two letters together. Weld here too. And whatever you weld will actually come to the front. And then weld white. There we go. Okay, so I have all my welding done just to try to decrease how many items are over here. That was the whole purpose of us doing that. Okay, so let me slide it over here for a second because we're going to pull up our camo. Okay, so now pull up your camo. Pull up your camo here. Make it a little bigger. So that's what we're going to use to slice. Okay, so I'm going to take white out here. Actually, let's see, that's white there, and that's white there. What I want you to do is to hold on your shift button and select both white words. And we're going to slice, like so. Okay? When you slice, you see what happens? That's your outline right there. So, let me back up. We're going to pull this one out. Delete. And then pull out this next one. This is the one you don't want to change the size of this or anything because you don't want to mess up the alignment. So now we have that second bite out. We're going to select these two and slice. Okay, so now we're going to delete the big camo. We're going to delete the black. And we have our slice, hunty. Isn't that nice? Okay, so we have this. Now that I have actually done everything is already done and good. So what we're going to do, we're going to select all and we're going to flatten. This makes it into a print and cut image. Now with print and cut, you remember the dimensions. The biggest you can make it is, let me see, height wise, we're going to do 9.25. Let's see how big it is. So the width is too big because the width, if this is 9.25, the width has to be 6.75. So we're going to do width 6.75. So that means the biggest this image can be cut is 6.75 by 7.475. Okay, so we're going to go to make it. And just like with the stickers, I'm going to include a link to get your dark Avery for Darks because Avery for Darks is the one that I use and I absolutely love using it because it's a good sturdy paper. So I'm going to include a couple links to different papers you can actually purchase to actually do this project. So this is a print and cut. When you put it into your Cricut, these black lines around here is what your Cricut reads so that it's able to cut around it. So we're going to go through, go to continue, and we're going to send it to the printer. I usually add my bleed option because I want to make sure that I get a good cut around those edges. So it's just going to cut around. It's not going to cut on the inside. It's going to print with your choice of printer. And then it's also going to cut around these lines. And then all you have to do is just peel it off of the backing and place it onto your shirt to press. So I'm going to include some very important information in the description box so that you guys are able to duplicate this project. And I absolutely love this design. So this is how I did the design. And this is the end of your lesson. So I hope that this lesson gave you guys some insight. It also gave you some confidence to try some of the techniques that I showed you. So if you have any questions, just post them below. Make sure you check the description box to get your goodies. And I'll catch you guys in the next lesson.